want to get to next. You know, Arnie, you did a great job of sending some articles that talk about home buying and home selling mistakes. And I'm going to get to the home selling mistakes in the last segment, but I want to roll to the home buying mistakes when it's next. And I think a lot of people, when they hire a real estate agent today, used to be, you know, they're hiring a real estate agent for the data, right? Because we had the MLS, it was all private, and
yeah,
you know, I wasn't a real estate agent then, but you carried around the big books with all the sheets in it. You know, you had the big MLS books and the super keys. I remember the first super key I had. The first super key I saw was like a brick.
Yeah.
You know, and so now you can get it on your phone and all this cool technology. But what are
pagers?
Pagers, yeah.
Hey, we had no cell phones but pagers.
That's
you
true.
had to bring your
You had a
quarters.
page to get a showing approved. Yeah. So the biggest 5 homeowners reveal the 5 biggest home buying mistakes. Buying instead of renting is sometimes a mistake. I think, again, there are sometimes people moving new to an area. They don't know the area. They're naturally people that just love being homeowners, and sometimes they buy when likely they should rent. So It's not that everybody should buy. I think we're both an advocate that we don't believe everybody should be a homeowner.
No.
And sometimes you rent for a little while to get used to an area, or you're selling your home and you go out and buy the wrong home because you rushed it instead of finding the right opportunity. Hiring the wrong real estate agent. So in other words, let's go
back to, I actually have an employee right now who's been in the business for a long, long time, but she's actually in the process of buying and selling at the same time, and she's just totally stressed out to the max.
It is. I'll tell you, we tell that to a lot of people. Sometimes it's best to wait.
Yeah.
Hiring the right real estate agent, in other words, hiring the wrong real estate agent, in other words, anybody except the Duncan Duo. Yeah, I got to get the plug in there.
Right.
But no, hiring the wrong real estate agent, somebody that's not experienced with the market. A lot of agents right now are new to the business, making some crucial mistakes that could cost you. You want to make sure to hire somebody with a known brand and reputation.
What do you think about this comment in there that the consumer said, I thought a lawyer was reviewing my contract?
Correct. And you can hire an attorney if you wish to have a lawyer review a contract, but real estate agents aren't lawyers, you know. And the contracts that real estate agents use are formatted and approved by lawyers, but they're not custom typewritten for that specific need. So if you want an attorney, there's a lot of people from up north. If you want an attorney, we certainly encourage that. Not researching the neighborhood. So in other words, maybe you really didn't do the research on what's going on in the neighborhood, and you get in there and you find out you don't really like it. Getting confused about mortgages, so not knowing the differences between all the different mortgage products.
Yeah, and when they wrote this one, I think that this is more of the subprime area. They had a 2-year adjustable rate. You don't see those anymore.
Yeah.
But here's what you need to. Here's where the market is today. Everybody looks at a fixed rate, and fixed rates are starting to go up. But it's time to start looking at maybe a fixed rate, or maybe I'm okay with a 7-year ARM. Okay, that doesn't mean it's adjustable, but it's fixed for 7 years, or maybe a 10-year. And
very likely
there's a spread in those. I mean, you might get a fixed rate in the 4s, but you may get an adjustable rate that's fixed for 7 years in the 2s. So you may want to consider that.
And I think, and the last one we've got for our 5 home buyer mistakes is landing a fixer-upper. Fixer-uppers are great for some people. They're terrible for others. If it's your first time buying a home and you're not very handy and you're buying a fixer-upper, just keep in mind you're buying either a second job or potentially a money pit. A lot of people underestimate what it'll cost to do things. They start tearing walls out and renovating, and then they find out, oh, there's more stuff wrong, because there's almost always more stuff wrong than your visual eye can see when you're talking about a fixer-upper. So I think a fixer-upper is for the right people. If you're an investor, if you're savvy, if you're a builder, a contractor, if you've bought a lot of homes, the fixer-upper you can probably do well on. But if it's your first time at buying a home, you may not have the right eye for it, and you may underestimate what all it's going to take, not just from a time, energy, and labor standpoint, but from a money standpoint.
Correct. Yeah, you have to know what you're doing there. So.
And the fixer-uppers, I can't tell you how often we have people call and say, man, I should have just bought a house I could move right into, because I've spent all this money, time, energy. And I mean, it's your home. You want to come home and rest and enjoy it. And in your home, you don't get to do that if you're fixing it up all the time.
But there is a difference between a fixer-upper and just a couple.
True. Yeah. You can buy something that needs a few things, but a fixer-upper is really, you're buying a project. So we're going to be back. Make sure to check out our social channels when we aren't on air. Search for The Duncan Duo on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. We'd love for you to be a follower or to like us and get real estate updates, news, and information. We'll be back after a quick break here on The Duncan Duo Show.